Hey, welcome back, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another video of The Nerd Out. My name is Pablo Mendez, and today is a special day because we're finally reviewing the Pink Tape. Lil Uzi Vert finally dropped the Pink Tape last night, and man, I'm gonna just be honest straight from the gate. I had a lot of fun. All right, this album was so engaging, and I know it was very long. It was 26 tracks, so yes, it was bound to be stretched out with a couple songs, and yes, it does have a lot of bloat, but I'm not gonna lie, this album was a lot of fun. This album is pure vibes and aesthetics, and I love it. Starting off, we have the first track out of 26 tracks, Flooded the Face. I have it right here on my laptop, so we're gonna go through it. It's a banger. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, yes, we need some of this. I love the fact that Lil Uzi Vert is really getting into his bag, and not only that, but throughout this whole album, he's pushing himself creatively. Then we go on to Suicide Doors, and that continues to show what he was trying to do with this album. It's more of an abstract sound because it's diversified. Suicide Doors, it's a rock song, and I'm not really a big fan of rock or rock influenced rap, but hey, I loved it, alright? It was awesome. We have songs like A, Crush 'em, Amped, which are all great tracks. However, I will be honest, I'm worried about the Travis Scott feature. And the reason for that is I've just been expecting a lot from Travis Scott. I'm holding him to a very high standard, especially now since he's gonna drop Utopia soon. And because his features on Young Thug's album were poorly mixed, and I'll give them a pass. They're not necessarily my favorite thing in the world. I was kind of left disappointed, really. I was expecting a lot more, especially when I'm holding him up to this very high standard for Utopia. And his feature on Lil Uzi vs. The Pink Tape, it wasn't bad by any means. It was actually really good. It was decent. But again, I'm holding him to the highest standard possible right now. And that's why I was kind of left disappointed. And maybe I'm doing it to myself, but hey, Travis, when you drop Utopia, I'm expecting a lot out of you, man. Sorry, not sorry, but that album, I'm expecting a lot from it. But anyway, we're talking about the Pink Tape, so let's continue. We have songs like X2, which are produced by Ken Carson. I actually really enjoyed that track. It was one of my favorites off the album for sure. I was actually surprised with what Ken Carson did with his production. I thought it was very creative and innovative as well. Then we have tracks like Died and Came Back, Spin Again, That Fire, I Gotta, all great tracks, very fun. You know, it goes back to the theme that this album is pure vibes and aesthetics. I mean, I know I've only heard the album twice, but I'm gonna have so much fun listening to this album in the car, with my boys, outside, you know, enjoying it for the rest of the summer. This album, I'm definitely gonna be playing it a lot. It's definitely gonna stick in rotation. However, considering the fact that it's a 26 song soundtrack, there's bound to be some skips. And listen, we get to track number 11, Endless Fashion. Yeah, that song's kind of corny, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that song samples the I'm blue, but a bit of it, I'm blue. Okay, I'm terrible at singing, I know. I'll stop. But that song kind of imitates what that older song was doing. And Lil Uzi Vert and Nicki Minaj, I think they tried their best. I think they did their best with what they had. But man, it's just corny. I don't really enjoy it too much. Like that, I'm blue, but I'm being a bit die. I love the original song, but this sample or whatever it was, this is not it. It was kind of corny. And what's sad to see is there's a lot of that in this album. Like Lil Uzi Vert was doing a bunch of covers for rock songs that I don't really like rock all that much. So seeing Lil Uzi Vert do his own impressions on those older songs that people already like, it's kind of corny, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. An example of that would be CS. Like, that's an original song that a lot of people like already. Why would you try to redo it in your own style? I mean, I guess it's creative, but is it really, since you're doing something that's already been done? And it's not that it sounds bad or anything. I just personally, I'm not gonna go back to that or listen to it at all. I mean, that's just what it is, really. But we do have a lot of great songs. We have Mama I'm Sorry, All Alone, Nakamura, all great tracks. And then we have Just Wanna Rock, which was the lead single for this album. And Just Wanna Rock, because it's a hit single, I feel like a lot of people are gonna go like, oh yeah, I don't really listen to that all that much, but the Spotify streams speak differently. I mean, that song has like what, 400 to 600 million streams on Spotify. It's a massive song, and I'm not gonna lie, I really like that song. It's a very good song, but I'm not exactly gonna listen to it by myself. If it comes on in the car, if it comes out in a public setting, I'm gonna vibe to it, okay? Like, I genuinely like the fact that the song did something different, it's creative, but I'm just not gonna listen to it by myself, okay? Like, that's just one of those tracks where if it comes on, I'm not gonna skip it, but I'm also not gonna go looking for it. And then we have something like Werewolf, which was atrocious in my opinion. I did not like that song whatsoever. It's one of those rock songs that I just don't know how to feel about it, really. But amidst all of that, we do have a lot of great tracks like Pluto to Mars. Patience was, I think, is one of the best tracks on the album. Patience featuring Don Toliver. Mwah. Don Toliver's vocals just add something different, man. I love Don Toliver. And I know a lot of people were giving him crap for the last album he dropped, Lovesick. And yeah, I understand why. You know, I don't really go back to that album all that much. But Don Toliver just has a majestic voice, really. It's beautiful. But we have a bunch of other songs like The End, which is kind of hilarious. As soon as I heard that song for the first time, I was just laughing so hard. Because it's like, what's up with the anime vocals? Like, this is hilarious. That song is all over the place. But there's a difference because there's other songs on the album that are all over the place, like Fire Alarm. But I generally do like that song a lot. The End, I don't like that song. And I think it's just because, while yes, it is all over the place, it didn't necessarily fit together in the way that Fire Alarm did with all the vocals, all the samples, all the fire alarms. You know, that song really put the nail in the coffin. The Ends with, who does it feature? Honestly, I can't even remember. I think it's just some rock band. Baby Metal, I think it was. Hey, if Lil Uzi Vert wanted to do that, then go for it. You know, I'm all for rappers and artists doing something different, but that was just not for me. However, we get to the bonus tracks. Zoom is fire. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. That hum where he's like, Zoom, oh my god, that dude, Lil Uzi Vert, that was amazing. And then we have, what's it called? Of Course, it's another great song. The production on that is amazing. I'm definitely gonna be playing that all the time. And then we have Sade, which is also great. And yeah, it's a 26 song album. It's pretty long. It's like an hour and a half. So yes, it is kind of bloated and it does have skips. And I think this album was more like a playlist. It didn't necessarily have a concept. It didn't have a theme or anything. And I'm not expecting it to be a concept album because it is Lil Uzi Vert. But it feels more like a playlist. It's all over the place and whatever. But I still enjoy it a lot, man. This album is vibes. It's aesthetics. It's a summer album. I'm going to be playing it in public settings. I'm going to be playing it with my friends. This album is really good. It's a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend that you go listen to it if you haven't already. But yeah, Lil Uzi Vert's The Pink Tape. All that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the album. If you didn't, let me know why you didn't in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.